Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, your girl, the one and only Tiffany E, aka Sexline TV2, and I am here to give you guys all of the tea when it comes to wrestling and maybe a little bit of odds and ends in between there. So why don't you go ahead, go get your snacks, go get your juice, go get you a good drink, a good glass of wine if you can drink it. If you're underage, don't be drinking, okay? Go on and get you some juice or something and sit back and listen as we kiki and holler about wrestling. Because over here, you get a plethora of things when it comes to my show, okay? You get wrestling commentary.
No benefit of the doubt. Dr. Phil say don't do that. Dr. Phil say when somebody show you who they are, and so did Maya Angelou, believe them. Them two hoes are snakes. They been snakes, and them hoes was like that when you got there, and they like that now, so fuck them both. And they did the right thing by letting them headline WrestleMania. They most definitely deserve to headline WrestleMania. And that is how you close a mania.
What else we get? You'll also get a weekly recap of every single show that WWE has to offer. Monday Night Raw Aftershow, NXT Aftershow, and of course a Friday Night SmackDown Aftershow. You'll also get a recap of all the Big 5 PLEs. I even do the Saudi shows for you. And then, if it's good and worth the time, I may even throw a little AEW in there. But of course, I will do my best to make sure I recap as many PLEs as possible. If I don't have it, then I'll throw it to one of my friends who do know it. We also cover pop culture, and we have really good time over here with lifestyle and just giving advice. So, if you're ready, it's showtime, and that is on the Ancestors, baby. What's up, everybody? So I'm gonna make this very quick and get this out the way. Top commenters of the day. Go to the first 5 commenters in the chat. Okay. Tirza was numero uno. Okay. No, your eyes were not deceiving you. Drew was talking to Rhea, and I do believe that that is the reason why Drew McIntyre encountered Jey Uso before his match with Sami and Kevin. So your eyes were not deceiving you. All right. Pierre is number 2. Kayla is number 3. Nika is number 4. And Janelle is number 5. Let me put my glasses on, because I can't see worth a damn. So shout out to y'all for being the top commenters of the day. Okay. Sasha, hello. How are y'all doing? Young boy Jay, Aaliyah, Kenny Ken is here. Hello. All right, let's get this started. I promise y'all I won't be on here long. I'm a little tired, and I do have to get up in the morning, and I got a lot to talk about. Not really, but yes, we do. It's not like an immense amount to talk about, but it's enough. Okay. So let's get into it. All right. Let's start with the matches that I actually did enjoy. This had to be the best match of the night, in my opinion. I feel like Raquel and Nia got good chemistry. Both of them are both power wrestlers, and they were going power for power. Raquel picking Nia up like she did off of that second rope. Primo shit, okay? I just wish that they would have been able to finish out the match and then move forward from that. But it is what it is. I'm not mad about it. They're really beefing up the women's division in terms of having prospects for Rhea Ripley and leading into Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and WrestleMania. She's got her pick of the litter, which I really enjoy. The second best match of the night to me
goes to Tegan and Becky. I feel like they put on a really good match. Tegan really tried her best to beat Becky, even though Becky was not 100%. And although Tegan came up short, I think what it really showed in Tegan's case was her resilience and her ability to be able to keep going despite the fact that she was hurt, despite the fact that she couldn't get everything off that she wanted or what she was doing wasn't working. She didn't give up. She fought until the end. But ultimately, that disarmor was just too much for her to handle, and she ended up tapping out. Now, prior to this, we did see Xia Li go up to Becky and make her claim on the NXT Women's Champion, which I love this. I am glad that Becky's input is finally being utilized on TV as it should be. We are seeing the Judgment Day have some leaks, some crumbling, which I enjoy that as well, because that is going to start to really begin to break apart probably around Crown Jewel and Survivor Series. You're going to start to see more crumblings in the Judgment Day going even further out. But Rhea Ripley is trying her hardest to keep her foothold on the Judgment Day and maintain it as its pseudo leader. As we all know, they have touted for years that there's no leaders in Judgment Day, and we all operate like the Borg. We are the Borg, and we are family, and we move together, we ride together. Yeah, until they're able to get their tag team titles back, I don't think that's going to be the case. Moving forward. All right, let's get into this match. To me, this was an irrelevant one-off match, but it was had. Kofi Kingston went up against Ivar in a Vikings rules match, and I said it on my Instagram, and I'm going to say it. Every time the Viking Raiders have a Viking-themed match, be it where they're on that fucking boat or just Viking rules, period, they are going to win, and that has been the case every single time. So I had no care in the world as to whether this was going to go down the way it did or not. I knew for a fact that Kofi was going to end up winning this match, so I wasn't surprised. I'm still not surprised, to be honest with you. You getting ready to get in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on, y'all. Put that right there. Put that over there, please. All right. So, unfortunately for Kofi, despite all the work he did and almost beating Ivar, it just wasn't enough. And Ivar was able to pick up the beat Kofi. And the last time they had a Viking rules match, Kofi and Xavier were the ones competing against, and they beat them then. They also beat them in that Viking Raiders style match as well. And the last people who went up against the Viking Raiders in that style of match was also Alpha Academy. And they also lost to the Viking Raiders in that style of match. So I don't know why they're trying to make it seem like it was possible or that they were going to give the win to Kofi, because they know they wasn't. I need something to drink down my throat. Excuse me. Tears said, I'm tired too. 8.5 hours getting his hair braided off of 3 hours of sleep. I got to get up early tomorrow. Also, girl, go to bed. Monday Night Raw was real quiet today. Honestly, just go to bed. Please. They're like Air Mac. We are many. You are but one. Right? Fair. Fair. Hey, JD. What's happening? Did y'all see JD at? If you haven't seen it, he's there. He's on. If you're looking at the TV, it'll be on your. He's on that right hand corner where all the wrestlers walk in at Fastlane. You can see him standing there. He right there. Black t-shirt, I think. Had a hat on. Y'all will see him. He be standing up and everything. He be there. Y'all gotta go back and watch Fastlane. You will catch him, but you gotta look quick because sometimes the camera move real fast. But I caught him a couple times, and I was like, "Oh, I see you." I'm glad he had a good time, and they had a real successful show in Fastlane, and the crowd in Indianapolis was dope. So shout out to y'all for having a good show. Not as a musty bitch. All right, y'all. There are a few things that happened on the show outside of what was booked. Everything that was booked went off without a hitch. We had the matches, okay? So, what we did get though earlier in the night was a one off between Drew and Seth. Now, it had been rumored that Drew was the next guy up for Seth freaking Rollins. After a last man standing match, there's no need for Shinsuke to go after the title again. So they're going to let Shinsuke cool off in the mid card with Ricochet for a little while, which I believe is going to circle right back to fucking Logan Paul. Logan Paul is more than likely showing up on Monday Night Raw next week and costing Ricochet that match again. And I noticed something else. Where was Samantha? Because I didn't hear her doing the announcements. They had Mike doing it today, and he was doing it last week as well. I'm very if it wasn't last week, he did it at Fastlane. And I was like, where is Samantha? I miss hearing Samantha. Where is she? Is she hurt? Like, did she have time off? Like, I was like, y'all can't just spring Mike ass in here and then not tell us where Samantha is. Samantha was the girl, okay? But anyways, child. And then the show kicked off with Seth freaking Rollins, and baby, he was giving us all his best modern day Parliament psychedelic look, honey. He came in there with the platform boots, okay, 1-inch platform with about a 3-inch, maybe 3.25-inch heel. He was having a little bit of a difficult time walking in them shoes. So, baby, what I'm gonna need for you to do is contact my baby Remy D over there on Instagram so he can help you walk in your shoes, baby. Okay, because honey, you was having a hard time. You either need to find you a drag queen or ask your wife to teach you how to walk in them shoes. Because you can't be no king, no fashion king, wearing platforms and you be having a difficult time. Now, I gave you a little bit of a pass because you got your ass whipped on Saturday. Okay? You was getting your bike tore up. So that probably had a lot to do with why you can't walk in them shoes. But I've noticed when you wear any kind of heel, you have a little bit of a difficult time. Okay? And that's all right. It is all right, but it is always somebody that can help you. Now, I'm gonna give you a little bit of tip, okay? If you a girl or a man, or they, them, and non-binary, okay? Listen, if you're gonna wear heels, the best thing to tell you is stand up straight, okay? One foot in front of the other, walk normal, okay? Heel to toe, heel to toe. Don't walk like you're clabbering, okay? Just walk regular. And every time you keep on going, you stand up straight. Don't bend your back. Don't be hunched over. Don't be stomping. Walk with grace and just walk. Normal. The heel will do what it's supposed to do. All you're supposed to do is keep putting your foot on the ground, baby. Okay? That's it. Okay, that's your little tip for the day. But let me tell you what happened. Hey, Donnie. Hey, listen. Seth was out there, obviously very excited that he was able to best Shinsuke Nakamura, probably one of his greatest adversaries, if we're being fair to Shinsuke. He was glad that he was able to best Shinsuke Nakamura, but he also admitted that he was put through hell the night before. So, well, 2 nights before, excuse me. So, Seth was ready to party because he was like, listen, I done did my due diligence. I done put in heavy work, and it's time for me to be able to celebrate. You understand? Let me get one night where I'm not getting my ass whooped. I'm not getting jumped. I'm not getting taken out. I just want one night to enjoy my championship. And Drew came out there and lightweight spoiled it because Seth was like, let me guess, you are out here to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Drew said, you got it. He was like, you're not out here to, party with me and celebrate my championship. Drew said, no. No, baby. Unfortunately, there's no rest for the wicked. And of course, Drew McIntyre made it very clear. He said, listen, I'm not trying to attack you from behind, babes. I'm coming in here to tell you, man to man, face to face, that I'm coming after you and that WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I don't have to attack you from behind to beat you. And I don't have to blindside you to tell you that I'm your next opponent. I'm telling you to your face. So enjoy your time celebrating with your people, having everybody congratulate you on being champion, because in the words of Karrion Kross, TikTok, and well, he was ready to go. Drew left after they had a little bit of banter. And that's when, of course, Damian Priest attacked. You see, he's still in his feelings about not having to being able to retain his tag team championships with Finn Balor. And they are all very hot with JD McDonough. But nobody's mad at the leader. You see, when the group fails, the leader failed. And unfortunately for Rhea Ripley, she's their leader. She's the one they listen to. She's the one who they get their reasoning from. Otherwise, everybody would be going off half-cocked, and they all find some kind of way to want to please her and have her admiration. And yet it was on her order that JD McDonough attacked Cody Rhodes at Fastlane. If you don't believe me, go back and watch it. She's the one who was like, get him, get him. And then when JD accidentally hit Damian in the knee, all she could do was hold her head. She didn't even try to help. So there was nothing that could be done. There was nothing that could be fixed. But like I said, once the group fails, the leader fails. Your leadership is what cost them their tag team championships. Your overzealousness is what cost them their tag team championships, because it was very possible that they could have beaten Cody and Jey Uso on their own because they were dominating majority of the match. You coming down there when you thought they were losing, first of all, that says that you have no faith in them. And number two, it also proves that without you and the rest of Judgment Day, those men can't get the job done, which to me is an insult in itself. But I digress. Getting back to these two, Damian Priest attacked Seth Rollins along with, I believe it was Dominic Mysterio, who was coming down there with the briefcase. Now, of course, originally, Drew wasn't going to help. For what? That had nothing to do with him. That wasn't about, it had nothing to do with him. Wasn't a part of the fight, so he wasn't going to go in there. But as soon as he saw Dominic Mysterio with that briefcase, that was, oh, no. So you fucking with my bag when you start coming down here with this briefcase. You're going to wait your fucking turn. That's what you're going to do. So he stopped Dominic Mysterio, took the briefcase from him and threw it. And once Damian Priest was standing there in the ring screaming at him like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, bitch, stopping you from being champion. That's when he got beat up by Seth Rollins in a pair of platform heels, baby, okay? Let me reiterate. He got beat up by a broken back Seth Rollins in platform heels. Let that sink in. Excuse me. Rhea saying, oh shit, before being suplex shall be memed. And Nia had someone's whole beat on her gear. Yeah, it was Raquel's. It was definitely Raquel's. She also had a hole in her gear, but I'll get to her. I already talked about her match. You know what I'm saying? Let that sink in, okay? He was very much ripe for the picking, and you still got taken out. Child, a miss. Now, Damian Priest ended up leaving the ring, and Drew McIntyre was finished because he had did what he came to do. He solidified his match at Crown Jewel, which is what you're looking at right now, and he got rid of the riffraff of the Judgment Day. Or so he thought. I was watching that like not someone's whole face on her fupa. It was Raquel's. Raquel was the one who picked her up. Now, this match is set, and this is the first match that is set for Crown Jewel. Like I told y'all, Crown Jewel is scheduled for November 4th. It's a Saturday, and it's going to start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. So the Pacific is on the West Coast, I believe. It is Riyadh that they are going to. Instead of going to Jeddah, they're going to Riyadh. It looks like they go back and forth depending on what time of the year it is. When usually, if it's the beginning of the year, they'll go to Jeddah, and then if it's the end of the year, they go to Riyadh. Um, but it doesn't really matter. They're going back to Saudi to continue to fulfill their deal. And this time, the leading match for it again is going to be Seth freaking Rollins, and he's going up against Drew McIntyre. Now, there are some speculations as to how this match can go. Some people are claiming that Drew is going to turn full fledged heel after he loses against Seth freaking Rollins. Some people think that this is the time that Seth freaking Rollins is going to drop his title. Some people think that Drew's going to actually beat Seth and he's going to become champion only for Damian Priest to cash in on Seth freaking Rollins. And then this is going to be where Seth fully turns. But that, to me, that'll be way too easy if you ask me. But it will save Seth from being cashed in on. However, I don't see, to me, I feel like if he turns heel, he wouldn't take his frustrations out. Well, he could take his frustration out on Damian Priest and the entire Judgment Day if he wanted to. But I don't know. It's all kinds of ways that this can play out. So I'm very curious, or rather interested, in what they're going to do in terms of the booking as to how this is going to play out for who's going to win, and then who's going to go into Royal Rumble as the World Heavyweight Champion and play out with who's going to win the Rumble, and then leading into Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania and everything in between. So it's going to be an interesting time for the next couple of months. Because Survivor Series is the last pay-per-view for the year for WWE, and the last big last pay-per-view officially would be NXT's Deadline. That's the very, very last pay-per-view. But with all that being said, there were some other matches on the card, last minute matches that they announced via the show. There was a triple threat match for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship, and Bronson Reed won the right to be able to face off against Gunther next week. Now, it's very possible that Gunther could drop his title to Bronson Reed. To me, that would be extremely underwhelming. Don't get me wrong, Bronson Reed's a great character, but it would be underwhelming for me for him to win that title off of Gunther. I was watching that like someone's whole face on her food. Okay, that's crazy. I just read that and I'm reading it again and I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, this motherfucker here. But anyways, it to me that's very underwhelming. I would have preferred if Chad got the opportunity again and they dropped it to Chad. Um Ricochet's opportunity was pretty much taken from him before it even started. Ricochet attacked Shinsuke Nakamura in the back when he was asked about losing when he was asked about losing his opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship. And Shinsuke had no response. He had no words. He was visibly upset, obviously. And then Ricochet attacked Shinsuke. Shinsuke then attacked Ricochet again right when he was coming out for his entrance. And it led to them having a back and forth to which they were able to obviously, quell that, move forward. But Ricochet was not 100% in that match. And Bronson Reed pretty much decimated Ricochet after Chad Gable, had already messed up his ankle. Ricochet jumped off that top rope. That messed him up. He ended up being taken out by Bronson Reed. And it was brutal. It was a brutal takedown for Ricochet. But Bronson is the number one contender. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't want to see Bronson Reed as champion. He's boring to me. I don't understand people's obsession with him. I do get his wrestling prowess is insane. For him to be the size that he is and have the agility he has, the strength, that ability to jump off that top rope is dangerous at his size. So I don't put anything I don't disrespect anything that he's capable of in the ring, but even Gunther has charisma. He has something that you can enjoy watching, whether he's a heel or whatever. He just has that je ne sais quoi. Bronson Reed just got big titties. That's all I see when I see him. He's okay as a heel. Um, and as a face, he's okay too. But he's just he has no substance as a heel either. There's really not much to him. You know what Gunther brings to the table. Gunther is he's one of those military-esque type of guys. He's got charisma. He's got style when he puts his clothes on. He dresses well. He has a presence that he brings to the table. You know that he's going to be one of the toughest SOBs in the room. He's going to be hard to beat. He has a faction with him also, and they make him look good. He just has that charisma and presence that really makes him stand out. And he's not bad on the microphone either. He's very good. Bronson Reed sucks. He doesn't have good charisma. He doesn't have a good presence, honestly. He has a looming presence because of his size, but that's about it. And that's another thing about him that bothers me. That's one of the things he rests on a lot. And I think what sets him and Otis apart is that Otis has personality. Otis can be great as a healer face because he has charisma as well. He has personality. He has pizzazz. He has poise. He can be fun in the ring. He can be that comic relief. He can be dangerous. He can be scary in the ring. Bronson Reed just is scary and boring. And the only reason why he's scary is because of his agility and what he's able to do in that ring at his weight. If you take away that, there's not much to him. And I don't understand Triple H's obsession with him. But good. I guess if they decide to give him the title, great. I I wouldn't, but whatever. It did have it marinated, and I was just like, this motherfucker's stupid. How many tittle chops can Gunther chop at titties if tittle chops could drop tittle? That's funny. Gunther has come. Bronson, okay, that's the choice. Okay. Yeah, babe. I'm sorry. That's the choice. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, talent. That is, in a nutshell, that is Gunther. I'd rather watch Gunther be champion until WrestleMania if they are going to give it to Bronson Reed, to be fair. Um, we also saw an interview with Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, or what we thought was an interview with Ciampa and Johnny Gargano. This interview ended up being canceled due to the fact that Imperium attacked them, and Ciampa got laid out pretty quickly and was not even looked at or talked about until later. They went after Gargano and was messing Gargano up, and now we saw Candice and Indy in Adam's office talking to him about Johnny and Ciampa. Candice was inquiring about Johnny and Ciampa. She wants to know how Johnny's doing, which I thought was a little weird that she wouldn't know. I would have been okay if Indy was in there by herself and then Candice came in and was like, "Hey, I'm in the trainer's room with Johnny. Come on, let's go with him." You know what I'm saying? I'd have been okay with that. But like if Indy or if she was in there, like, "Hey, what are you gonna do about this?" They attacked him. They need to have an opportunity at getting it back. That would have been okay. But it just going by normal fare for me. I feel like Candice should have been informed about Gargano's diagnosis. That's her husband. There's no reason for her to come to them. They should have been finding her. I don't know if Adam called her in his office. And I was just like, it just seemed weird to me. It just seemed weird that she didn't know. Like I would have just went to the trainer's room. Like, fuck that. The fact that you took the time to type that out, Rico, he is a mess. He is an absolute mess, Tirza. It took me a minute to get to the woodchuck joke, but it was worth it. Period. I just thought it was weird that she wasn't aware, at least storyline wise, but that's just something I'm nitpicking about. Candace and Andy went in Adam's office and asked him what was going on with Ciampa and Gargano. He said that Gargano is ready to go. They're going to be releasing him soon, essentially. And Ciampa, he still hasn't gotten any word on Ciampa yet. That is when Rhea came in, because earlier in the night, like I told y'all, Raquel and Nia had a match and they were going at it. It was actually my favorite match of the night. It was very good. But ultimately, Rhea Ripley came out there and pretty much interrupted the match, attacking Raquel and going after Nia Jax. She then, started to beat up on Nia. Raquel got put out the ring, didn't even get the chance to finish contending in her match. And then that's when Shayna came down and tried to take out Nia, but that's when Rhea told her to mind her business and get out the ring. She's mine. Y'all not gonna come before me. And Shayna Baszler was like, bitch, get the fuck out of my face, and took her ass out. Kneed her in the face. Okay, lay her ass out as she should. So because of that, Rhea Ripley went into Adam's office, pretty much cutting across Candace and Indy. And Indy was like, hey, yo, hold on, mate. Like, we having a conversation. You need to wait your fucking turn. And she was like, girl, you better get the fuck out of here before you get hurt. And Indy was like, bitch. She walked up real quick. Candace was like, no, we're not going to do this. Let's go see about Johnny and Ciampa. Let's go. And Indy was like, she was looking at her like, bitch, you lucky. You lucky she told me we had to leave, or that would have been your ass. Okay. So for whatever reason, Rhea was running around looking like a reject Powerpuff Girl today. And she going in the Adam office talking about I want Shayna Baszler, because these girls need to get in line and need to know their place. So I want Shayna Baszler next week. Make it happen. And this is the thing with Adam that I can't stand. It's the fact that you in my face disrespecting me. Okay. If you want something from me, the disrespect is not what's going to get you where you need to be, baby. You coming in my face disrespecting me is not going to get you what you want. Okay. I will suspend your ass first. They need to make me GM. Because storyline or not, if you come in my office, first of all, and unannounced and don't knock, I'm going to look at you up and down and be like, girl, what the fuck you want? You could be taken aback by it all you want to. But I'm like, sis, you ain't got no respect for me. I definitely ain't got no respect for you. So what the fuck do you want? I want to match with Shayna Baszler. Well, I want $1 million, bitch. Don't mean I'm going to get it. What's in it for us? You get the pleasure of watching me wrestle Shayna Baszler or beat the hell out of Shayna Baszler. Yeah, no. I'm thinking more like you put your title on the line against Shayna Baszler, or there's no match. We got to get greasy up in this bitch. You're the champion. You're Rhea Bloody Ripley. You can do it. Go ahead. Put your title on the line against Shayna Baszler, and I'll give you the match. I'll make it even easier. I will bar everybody from ringside so it's just you and Shayna. And then you can make an example out of her like you always say you want to. But here's the tea. If any of your Judgment Day members come down there to help you retain that championship, you will automatically forfeit that title. It will become vacated, and then we'll have a tournament to determine a new women's champion. You're dismissed. Oh, and one more thing. If something happens to me and I come up missing, every title and contract that Judgment Day has will also be forfeited. Now you're dismissed. Okay? What you're not going to do is come up in my business and disrespect me. No. You're going to mind your business because you think you won Raw, but you don't. The only thing you run is your mouth. And what you're going to do is mind your business. Because I'm not in your business. I'm not telling you where you should and shouldn't go. So y'all not going to be coming in my office threatening me and disrespecting me. Now, if you want to go above my head and go to the powers that be my guest. But what I said is what I said. And for now, it's law. There ain't nothing you can do about it. Okay? But that's just me. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You feel me? That's just me. Anyways, moving on. All right. So Shayna went backstage before Rhea went into the office, and she was being talked to by the backstage correspondent. And she was like, I went out there because I'm sick of everybody pretending like I'm not the. She like, when I'm in the ring, this is my ring. You don't disrespect me. Okay, I'm the baddest woman in this company, and what we not about to do is be disrespected. Okay, you ain't finna disrespect me. So Shayna, she was like, it could be anybody. I don't give a damn about no championship. If you come in my space and disrespect my ring, then I got to tag that ass. Ciao. Ciao, ciao. To quote Roman Reigns, the meme of Roman Reigns on what you said, you just said, I'm interested. Tisha said, that was a read, honey. I'm just saying. You watched it. You know how it is. Y'all know how it is when it came to the authority. Eric Bischoff. You watched enough of them and Teddy Long and Stephanie when she was GM. The chairman Shane McMahon. You watch enough of their heel tactics to know that that could work well in your favor as a face GM. Okay, even if you are unbiased, you know that they're dangerous. You know that they don't do nothing but attack people. So protect yourself. Give them the incentive to keep their hands to their fucking selves. Same will go for Roman and his cronies. You put your hands on me, baby, you lose everything. All your power goes out the window. I'm not one to be played with. She said, oop, I forgot you was trying to get that monetization done. I done cussed. No, it's okay. It's not happening yet. I have to reach 1,000 subscribers, which reminds me, if you're listening to this and you haven't subscribed, please do. Subscribing helps my channel grow, and it helps me be able to focus more on my channel when I can have better produced stuff going on. And I maybe even do live reactions to Raw, SmackDown, all that good stuff. I'll probably be able to do that and do better productions of it because my channel would be monetized. So, with all that being said, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share my content, okay? Because, it's good shit. We have a little wiggle room. She has to get to 1K subs. Very much so. Even Vicky. You can learn a little bit from the devil. Just don't let him in. Anyway, so we got that. She said, who? We don't know her. Okay, Mariah Carey. Okay, Mariah. So now that has been done, this is what we have set for next week. Next week is the season premiere of Raw. Since Friday starts the actual sweeps weeks for WWE, we've got Friday Night SmackDown as a season premiere, which is why y'all King Roman Reigns is returning next week this Friday on SmackDown. He is going to be there. This is the graphic for that. He's supposed to return for SmackDown season premiere. And you know that Jimmy and Solo are going to be in trouble, as well as Pauline. Everybody going to be in trouble on Friday. But on Monday nights, mommy rules the roost. So you got Rhea Ripley going up against Shayna Baszler, and Dominic Mysterio probably is going to be in tow, as well as having the Intercontinental Championship. And Shinsuke Nakamura is going up against Ricochet in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, after his match with Bronson and Chad, he went in the back and was fully focused on Shinsuke Nakamura, calling him out, looking for him. And Adam was like, baby, listen, Shinsuke gone. Okay, but since y'all can't keep your hands off each other and y'all gonna destroy this place trying to fight each other, I'm gonna make it real simple for you. It's gonna be you versus Shin next week in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And Ricochet was like, you know what? Great. I love it. Welcome it. Let's go. Let's do it. So Adam was like, okay, one storm is quelled. Now, two storms have been quelled with Rhea Ripley going up against Shayna Baszler. But you forget that Raquel Rodriguez is always seeming to be the butt of everybody's jokes. Raquel can't have a clean match to save her life. Every time it's something that she really needs, something that can really set her career on the right path, somebody comes in and takes it away from her. If it ain't Nia Jax, it's Rhea Bloody Ripley. And Raquel is tired. Raquel said on the WWE exclusive that she ain't playing nice no more. So I suspect that next week, this match between Shayna and Raquel and Rhea ain't gonna go smooth either. Raquel's gonna be out there and she's gonna cost Shayna that match or Raquel that match. Either way, she's gonna interfere, and I bet you any amount of money that Nia Jax is also gonna be out there to interfere, and it's just gonna be a bunch of mess next week. Next week is Monday Night Raw season premiere, so you know shit is gonna go rough. Okay, now this past Saturday, Jade Cargill reared her face across the socials. She was all over every single magazine and news cover that has a website to make an article about, because she was at Fastlane talking to our beloved chief and creative officer, Triple H. Now, we still don't know where Jade is going to debut, but every show is having a season premiere. SmackDown is premiering on Friday. She could pop up there. So Monday is Monday Night Raw season premiere. She could pop up there. And of course, you know, NXT is probably going to have its season premiere next week as well. She could pop up there. There's so many different places that Jade Cargill could pop up and cause a ruckus. So we are just waiting with bated breath to see where she shows up. I suspect that she's going to show up either on Raw or NXT. I do not think she's showing up on Friday Night SmackDown. SmackDown got Roman. That's big enough at the moment. And I think very soon Cody will be moved. So it's a lot. Plus, we already know that Dragon Lee has been permanently added to the SmackDown roster, okay? So as has Carlito. Carlito is also a permanent member of the WWE roster, and he has been added to SmackDown's roster as well. For right now, SmackDown's roster is solid in terms of stars for the men's side, but they do need some more star power for the women. However, they got plenty of that as well in Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Bailey, Io, and in Asuka. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of girls over there. They don't have a lot of expansive talent like Raw does, but they have enough girls over there. And they also have Isla Dawn and Alba Fire over there. So they got some talent on Raw. They just got to learn how to use it a little bit better and spread it out. A lot of people complain about, SmackDown. A lot of people complain about SmackDown not having enough variety in terms of matches. And that is because their women's division on SmackDown isn't as vast as you think it is. Okay. The SmackDown's women's division is very small. So there's not a lot for them to play with like it is on Raw. Raw has more girls because it's 3 hours, and their girls, that show is more vast and they're better. They have more time to be able to showcase the women on that show. Whereas on SmackDown, there's not a lot to work with on SmackDown in terms of talent. Shotzi's over there. Like I said, Bailey, Io, Dakota is out. She's injured. Then you have Asuka, Charlotte, Bianca, and I think that's it. That's 7 women over there. If you count Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, that puts them at 9. That's 9 girls on SmackDown at the moment. That's not a lot to work with. So when you look at the roster, you really have to understand that that is part of the reason too why there's a big circle when you're looking at the booking of SmackDown's women's roster. I done forgot about Roman. He been gone so long. I thought he was part of the cuts. Girl, bye. Don't you see? Did you see SmackDown last week? We went to the moon momentarily. I'm going to be honest. I ain't watched Jade in AEW. I ain't watched that period. But I'm going to wait and see before I hop on the Jade train. Personally, Jade improved tremendously while in NXT, but she still has work to do in terms of being a all-around solid wrestler. And that's going to take time. But given her look and the way that she's been able to command the audience, I don't think it's going to take Jade long with the precision of the WWE Performance Center and how well people are curated in there. They're churning out superstars like butter every single time. She isn't going to take long to be able to showcase what she can do. If somebody can come into the E and be great, it's her. She has a similar aesthetic to what Bianca Belair has. Bianca Belair is truly one of a kind in terms of her talent and prowess. She can pretty much touch anything and make it turn to gold. Jade would have had that similar situation if she would have had the training to be able to do so. But because in AEW lacked that ability and WWE doesn't, that is going to be the difference between Jade in AEW and Jade in the WWE. She's going to have a better wrestling capability. She's going to be stronger. She's going to have a better look and she'll clean up and tighten up. But I think the best way to do that is to start her in NXT first and then move from NXT shortly after to the main roster, wherever they want to put her. If it's on Raw, put her on Raw. If it's in SmackDown, put her on SmackDown. But they may put her on SmackDown. However, if I were WWE, I would put her on NXT or Raw because I'm shopping around the two shows. And I want her to be one of the leading reasons why people show up or why they want her on their show. I definitely would use her, Jey Uso, and of course the Judgment Day as my selling point for those respective shows, including with NXT, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, Roxanne Perez, right now Becky Lynch, and of course Tiffany Stratton as my lead out people as to why you would want to buy this show and stream it on your service. So yeah, they can have her take them dudes Reggie managing. That's what I wanted her to do. I wanted her to have a faction, but I wanted the two men to be her right hand men. And I wanted her faction to also consist of Jakara and Legend. And I wanted Lash and Jakara to be her two girls when she has matches with girls. And the two guys will come out there when there was somebody out there that she didn't want interfering in her business. And she would take them out too. Now, if they make her a manager, I wouldn't be mad about it, but I would look at it as a means of Jay being able to do everything. But I think that also would take her out of what she could really be capable of, which is wrestling and being a dominant force. Okay. Because I can see some fire matches between her and Nia, her and Rhea, Shayna and her, Raquel and her would be fire. She would have a good matchup with Legend if Lash Legend was at that caliber and could wrestle really, really well. She could go up against her. I would put her up against Tiffany Stratton any day. That shit would eat. Um, she can go up against just about anybody. Bianca Belair, of course, would be fun. If Naomi was still there, Naomi would have been amazing. Like that shit would have eaten. Oh God. But it's okay because Naomi is getting ready to go up against Mickey James at Impact, and that's gonna be fire. I was thirsty, y'all. Excuse me. All right. So, final match of the night, y'all. Cody and the boys. Cody and Jey Uso went up against Kevin and Sammy for those tag team titles. I didn't watch the match. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I know who won. I know that Jay and Cody retained those titles, and I know that Kevin finally gave Jey Uso his respect in front of the crowd. Night, mom. I'm well aware of that. Okay. Um, I really felt like they should have waited to do this match and it should have happened at Crown Jewel personally. But I don't think that Cody and Jay are gonna keep these titles long. If they don't lose the titles next week, they're probably gonna run this shit back and have them wrestle again at Crown Jewel, and then they'll drop those titles at Crown Jewel. And then Cody will either finally make the announcement that he's going to SmackDown, because right now he's tag team champion, right? And then you can have the situation with Cody in Roman's space, moving into this new era, and they could really make a 3-part series between Cody and Roman for Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and for WrestleMania if that's what they wanted to do. But ultimately, in the end of this match, the boys were able to hug it out, and that was the sign of respect for Jey Uso. Jey Uso has been turned into a budding main event star, and we love that for Jey. I think after these tag team titles are done, he's going to be set on a course to go after that Intercontinental Championship. So even if Bronson Reed has that title, I don't think that he's going to have that title long. Okay. With all that being said, that's how the show went off, and that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Mario. How are you? He said, Don said, I do it kind of like they did Kofi. Hell no, I don't like that. You always want to do something nefarious to people. I do not understand you sometimes. Why do everything have to be so fucking mean with you? Jesus. I'm not gonna let them drop. No. Now, unless you talking about what happened if you talking about what Brock did to Cody, then you mean. But if you're talking about like the rise of Kofi to be champion, then okay. But if you talking about something mean, Don, I'm gonna be on your ass. Let me go look. No, see, you's an asshole. You just mean. Your ass is mean as hell. You're mean as a snake. You're mean as a snake, Myrtle Jean. You is mean. You mean as a snake. Listen. Okay. He talking about the bill. Okay, because I was about to get in his ass because he know I don't like it when he be mean to my people. He know I don't like that. He just mean as hell. He don't give a damn. Dinah'll make your ass do some dirty shit. That's why if you ever run a wrestling company, please don't let him be the booker because everything is gonna be heel heavy. The faces ain't gonna get no time. The faces will be champion for 5 minutes, and Don don't have a heel come out there right when they win, and and beat the hell out of them. He don't care. He love chaos and cake and violence. Oh God. Yeah, he is. He's terrible. All right. So the next set of pay-per-views, okay. He said, but facts. And see what I'm saying? You're both equally mean. No, Rico's worse. Don will at least give you a little bit. Rico don't want the faces to win at all. Rico doesn't want no faces to win. See? Yeah, because I thought he meant having them lose in 45 seconds. And I said, sure, spice it up. See what I said? No, absolutely not. Now, that is not true. It is. He don't want no faces to win. He don't want no faces to win. He do not. Every time a heel girl come out there, oh, I love a good heel girly. But when the faces come out there, it take him a minute to get into it. It take him a minute. It take him a minute. You think that's me? Oh, Kenny, you ain't too far behind. Kenny is not too far behind because her motto is chaos. Okay, Kenny's motto is chaos at all times. It don't matter what happens, what's happening in the story. It don't matter what's going on or where it could lead to. Kenny don't want none of that. Kenny just want to cause pure, utter chaos. So Kenny will make a heel win just because it'll fuck up people's shit. Just because it'll fuck up a bitch's bracket. If it's a tournament and like let's go to the women's tournament. Okay, because that's still going on. Do I have that up? I don't even have it up here. So the women's tournament in NXT is still going. Okay. And Kenny will have that. She'll have Ariana Grace win that shit just to fuck with people. Surely will. She will have Ariana Grace win that shit just to fuck with people. Just to tear people up, she will have that girl win. You're like, let's cause some chaos. Give it to Ariana. Or give it to Jakara. Jakara could use a little violence in her life. Let her do it. She don't care. Hold tight. People. Well, let's rank. Rico gonna do unfair matchups and shit between me, Don, and Kenny. Who is meaner? Between you, Don, and Kenny, it's Rico, Kenny, and Don. And the only reason why I say Don is at the bottom because Don will listen to reason. You two don't give a fuck about reason. All you care about is the fact that you have now fucked up the bingo board. And the worse it gets is by how much you like the wrestler. If you don't like him, it's even worse. So, Don is more reasonable. I can kind of deal with the way Don books. It would irritate my soul, but I could understand it, right? But you two, no, y'all playing tic-tac-toe and y'all ruthless. That's the best way to explain it. Not you plead the fifth. What's the women's breakout look like? I'll tell y'all who I'll pick. Oh God. Here's the tournament. Kaylani has beaten Izzy Dame, so let's just keep that in mind. I don't have the new updated tournament. This is about to be ridiculous. So I'm nicer than everyone when it comes to booking. You are still very heavily on who your favorites are. Nice. I wouldn't say it's nice. I'll just say you're favor heavy. So Becky's got to win. Brian's got to win. Seth's got to win. Those guys are your core favorites. So when you see them, automatically you need them to win. Like that's how you'll book it. It'll be booked around them being the focal point. And that can get a little stale and stagnant sometimes. So other than that, you're fine. Like I said, Kenny and Rico, they love cake and violence. They are some pure chaos shit starters. They are what, if you ever watch Supernatural, they are called tricksters. All they do is cause chaos. That is their job. Like 100%. It's just full on chaos. They don't care about shit else. Just as long as it pisses the IWC off, we're fine. Are you okay? Yeah. You put on your deodorant? Mm-hmm. Okay. Love yous. You too. You got enough room? Yeah. You sure? Mm-hmm. Okay. You gonna put your mask on before you go to sleep so you're not snoring, please? Thank you. I'm gonna toss up. Aaliyah pretty much go wherever the wind blows, if you're being fair. She don't really have no opinion one way or another. As long as it makes sense logically to her, she'll be fine with it. Hey, I can be fair sometimes. No, you can't. No, you can't. It's all about Becky. It's all about Seth. It's all about Braun. If it isn't about them and they're in the story, you're not a happy camper. Well, fuck them neckbeards. This ain't they safe space no more. It's ours. Evil bitches rise up. I'm gonna take that. When I find that TikTok, I'm posting it. I'm using it in here. Every time y'all come in here, I'm just gonna put it in here. Y'all know it's y'all call. Now I make Ariana win though, and I know why, because she's Santina Morella's niece, and you petty. With your petty ass. This is what I'm talking about. But see, the difference is when Don break it down why she's gonna win, his makes sense logically. Rico would pick somebody like Carmen Petrovic or Izzy Dane to win, and he'll go off of their gear, their move set, and you really haven't seen anything else. That's somebody that he would have picked. Kenny would pick somebody avant-garde. It'd be somebody she know everybody hate. So Lola Vice, Ariana Grace, and then her wild card would have been Jada Parker. That sometimes on is on the 30th of February. Child boom. I'm gonna go with what looks like what makes sense in my mind, which is craziness all the time, and I'm gonna pick Jakara. I could have an open mind. Let me give me a chance. If Ariana wins, though, I want her to have a speech like they do at pageants and have her thank Santina. Her or Jakara. Ariana Grace is Santino's daughter. I'm aware of that. I said Santina's niece, because Santino did play a character Santina once, and that's why I said that, because even she thanked her aunt on Twitter. If you haven't seen it, come on, like, you gotta stick with what I'm saying. Roll with me. Put also didn't a face win it last year, so a heel needs to win it this go around. And I did say a heel was gonna win. I said that it either is gonna be Lola Vice or Ariana Grace that's gonna win. Even though Kaylani is the fan favorite, it's gonna be one of those two that's gonna win. I pegged Lola to win this breakout tournament from the very fucking beginning because of who was in it. And I was just like, girl, what? Santina, gotcha. Nah, I'm thinking Kaylani gonna win. Yeah, I don't think she gonna win. She got it from her auntie. Please. Please. I don't have Twitter, so I wouldn't know. Okay. You have Google though. You can Google it. Kayla. Just Google Ariana Grace and Santina Morella and it'll come up. You won't miss anything. What do you mean? That wasn't a character. She was Santina Morella's twin sister from Italy. Miss WrestleMania 25. Eat a dick, Rico. Okay? Eat a dick. Lola don't need to win shit but a trip to Queer Eye because her ass can't dress. Well, I guarantee you it's gonna be her or Ariana. Jakara not winning. I'm sorry. And if Jakara gets past Ariana Grace and goes up against Kaylani, I know for a fact Kaylani is gonna beat her and go to the finals. I just know she is. Cause there ain't no way. Y'all are some weirdos. I want y'all to know that. Anyways, this is the tournament. The tournament is still going on. The only person to advance currently is Kaylani Jordan. Izzy Dame is out of the women's breakout tournament. So now we still have Ariana to go up against Jakara. Carmen still has to go up against Jada, who I saw on some of their I saw her perform on some of their live house shows, and she is very, very good. I think she'll advance over Carmen, and I think Lola obviously is going to advance over Danny. I don't think Danny going no further than where she at. She cool and everything, but without soul, there ain't really much to her, if I'm being fair. So, and if I'm being fair, I prefer Soul Ruka to Danny Parker. I mean Palmer. There's nothing wrong with Danny Palmer. It's just, I don't know. She's kind of boring to me. They've set it up so well this year. I want to see you whip it. Because they did heel versus heel with Ariana versus Jakara, face versus face, and Jada and Carm versus Carmen. I wouldn't paint Jada as a face, but sure. If you think she's a face, then fine, because you always know more than me when it comes to these next in line girls. But I wouldn't paint her as a face. Only predictable one is Kaylani versus Izzy and Danny versus Lola. I'm telling y'all, Lola gonna win. I see what you mean. I don't know what Danny missing, but she's missing it. Yes. She reminds me, nigga, shut up. Talking about I know all. You don't know shit. Anyway, she reminds me a lot of Katana. Katana is a lot of flash and really no substance. If you ask me, she's very boring. And I don't really care for Katana like that. So that's kind of what she gives. That is kind of what she gives. Danny gives cardboard with flip flops. Child. He said, "You do not." It's very much, nigga. Go to hell. Uh, okay. So tomorrow on NXT, y'all, because they'll make me be here all night. John Cena is carrying himself to NXT for the very first time. And he is going to be in the corner of Carmelo Hayes. And Braun Breaker is in his dark boy era. So of course, Pauline has to scout his next talent out. Because if you think for a minute that Pauline is gonna go down with this bloodline ship, you're crazy. Okay? Because once this bloodline ship sinks, Brian Breaker's gonna pop up on the damn main roster, and Paul's gonna be his new liaison, and Brian's gonna be his client. Mark my fucking words. I am telling you what is gonna go down. Now, what I believe is gonna happen tomorrow is Von Wagner is gonna show up tomorrow while these two boys are fighting it out, or after that match, and Brian Breaker and Von Wagner are gonna go at it again, which could possibly lead to a match between the two of them at Halloween Havoc, okay? Because they got some unfinished business, okay? He said, not true. Ma'am, flip flops. Danny Gibbs, I'm just happy to be here. Like early Bailey. No, because Bailey had a character and she had personality. She just was overtly baby faced. That's all. But Danny, Brian really is in his dark boy era with all this damn fake tan. He's now black. Only Brian I see you with. Oh, okay, Brian, I see you with the Just for Men. Right? Isn't it? You know he coloring it. He got to be either that or in production. They putting a lot of contrast on his pictures. Cause baby, your beard ain't never that crisp. It's never that crisp. Not even in 4K on TV is it that crisp. Okay. Anyways, we got a 6-man tag team match between Gallus and Tyler Bate and the what they call them? Brawling Brutes. Okay. Ridge Holland came back to NXT. That's his home ground too, to help out his homeboy Butch and his newly found homeboy Tyler Bate to go up against crazy ass Joe Coffey. Do y'all see the way his face look? Why do he look like that? It's like he always surprised. Like he always waiting for the shoe to drop. He always looking like he just sucked in some air. I'm telling you, these motherfuckers is crazy. I'm telling you, they are insane. Oh my God, drives in here. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways, Oscar is going up against Roxanne because fuck ass Kiana is all in her feelings because Roxanne gets a lot of play and she don't. She mad because she was in the tournament, but Roxanne won it. She mad because Roxanne got there and was tag team champion and she was tag team champion too. She mad because Roxanne was champion and she was never champion, and it's probably gonna be a little minute before she be champion. But with all that being said, she feel like Roxanne need to know her place because she's up here and Roxanne down here. Quite frankly, the way I see it is the former champion is always going to be above you, sweetheart. It don't matter how tall you are. It don't matter how much money you claim you have. It don't matter how many letters you got after your last name. The only thing that matters is you've never been NXT Women's Champion, and you're mad and in your feelings, so you're going after Roxanne. But you were standing next to Tiffany Stratton, had an opportunity to take out Tiffany Stratton so you could possibly take her place going up against Becky Lynch. But no, you decided to lick her puss and help her out. Bitch nigga shit. Anyways, the way Kiana got it set up so that the only way she can go up against her, the only way Roxanne can get to Kiana is she got to go through Asuka, which, if you ask me, is weird as fuck because I don't see how you can put yourself on a pedestal over Asuka. Asuka is one of the most decorated female wrestlers and one of the most decorated wrestlers, period, in the world. And she's one of the greatest of all time. You, bitch, can. All I'm gonna tell you is you're licking the wrong puss, bitch. You're licking the wrong puss. I'll put it that way. Dirty hoe. I can't stand her. She get on my nerves. Him and Carmelo almost look the same shade, child. Danny has no gumption. Even when she get mad, it's not believable, so I don't care. It's giving Big Bro and his homeboy at the cookout. Usually I would defend my man, but I still got a cold and a scratchy throat, so I'll give y'all a pass. Girl, that pass could be revoked either way. I'm still gonna tell you the truth. Braun Breaker is giving very much. I'm mixed, and I like putting just for men in my beard so I can look a little bit more deep and thought provoking and more menacing. But the reality is, your homeboy just looked like a burnt carrot with a really dark beard. I'm just giving you the keys to the kingdom. It's up to you to walk through the door, babe. He done caught that first time, so he's on his guard, child. My eyes are killing me because of these damn allergies. Go to bed, Kayla. Go to bed. Kiana gonna get misted. Lick a puss. That's my hope, Don. Ooh, I want to see that, Donnie, because she gonna try and cheat and get got. She wanna sell it so well. Ooh, I got a new line. Hocus pocus, get this bitch from us. Yes, kitty. It's just stupid. Laughing my ass off. That's fire the way I'm laughing at myself. Don, I believe you. I honestly do. I truly and honestly believe you 100%. Any tea recommendations? That's more Alexis's speed. It is not mine. But from what I understand, she usually suggests like green tea with honey and a little peppermint or peppermint tea. Um, I would say honey in your tea if you want. Lemon can be a little irritating because of its acidity. So I would go easy on the lemon, but hopefully I did Alexis justice with the suggestions. You can also get black tea if you want to. Green tea helps you, antioxidants they say and everything else help. It helps. I will put a cough drop in my tea. I know a lot of people don't like doing that, but I do that when I get sick. You can buy yourself some Cody's or something that'll help coat the throat and block the production of that bacteria in your mouth. All kinds of stuff you can take, babe. Theraflu is a good one you can test out too. Kenny said, this is puto fuego. Well, true. and is. Ooh, Starbucks are such whores from removing peppermint mocha from the menu. It'll probably be back for fall, for winter. It's not winter yet, so that's probably why you ain't seeing peppermint on the menu. It'll probably be back around after Thanksgiving, around Christmas and New Year's. You'll get the peppermint shit. I think Roxanne gonna get one up on Oscar. Sweet tea. They are Rico. Cough in the tea. What the fuck? Cough drop. It's hot tea. Put your put a little sugar in there. Put your lemon in there. Put your honey in there if you want, and then put a cough drop in there, a lemon cough drop, and it'll give that tea that cough drop flavor and smell, and it'll help clear you up. It also will soothe the throat like most cough drops do. You don't want to do it, don't do it. But that's what I do with my tea. Plus, I put whiskey in my tea and drink hot toddies so I can sweat it out because I don't like being sick. So whatever remedy works, it works. That's exactly what she was talking about, Kenny. They had it in the summer, so I was so hyped when I started working at Target. Then they took it down, and I said, "You bitches." I probably missed it. I'm doing triple duty, doing this last course, listening to the live and talking to dude. Oh, isn't that sweet? We love that for you. Oh, that's the damn TV child. I hope my brother's not smoking weed again in my daddy house. Anyways, y'all. Cody is supposed to be showing up at NXT tomorrow as well for a major announcement. A lot of people are speculating that it either will be the men's breakout tournament or it's gonna be the Dusty Classic, which is fine because NXT has a great tag team division, and the Dusty Classic can lead to great things for the tag team division, and we love that. So get into it. This is NXT, and of course, The Undertaker is supposed to show up at NXT. And a lot of people speculate that it is for Joe Gacy to help Joe Gacy get his shit together. Don't get the Ricola with the menthol. It feels like actual death. You can use whatever you want. She is a multitasker. I'm not opposed to it. I just never heard of it. Maybe we should just not cuss when you hear something you never heard of, because when you said it, you was like a cough drop. What the fuck? That's how it came out, at least in my mind. So maybe we should rearrange our words so they don't come across so aggressive or abrasive. I'm not yelling or mad. I'm just telling you sometimes when you type stuff in the box and you say certain things, it can come across many ways. But if you change the wording, it could come across the way that you want. I'm just giving you a suggestion. Then they oven broke, so all the Sammys and wraps went away too. And it's been broke since August, and they haven't called maintenance to fix it. It looked like your Target is ghetto as hell. It sounded a lot like Walmart, and it's supposed to be Target's. Whoever thought 5 days a week was a not 5 days a week, 9 to 5 was a good idea. He said, whoever thought 5 days a week, 9 to 5 was a good idea. Well, I mean, 2 whole months, that's saddening. Dusty Classic, Chaos Card, him and Jay are in it. See what I'm saying? Y'all see what I'm saying? Do y'all see what I'm saying right here? Do y'all see? This is the kind of shit I be talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like how we've had this many corporate visits and no one came to fix it yet. Oh, my bad. You're fine, Kayla. No worries. Child done lost it when we caught that girl steal that lady's purse with no shame. I showed y'all the video. That was crazy. Henry Ford, it's all his fault. I can't. Anyways, that is going to be NXT. And like I said earlier, Friday, Roman is going to rear his head back on SmackDown. And he's probably going to be pissed at everybody because nobody is doing their due diligence to ensure the bloodline is still on top. And even Paul Heyman is making back alley deals without Roman's permission, and it's causing Roman and the bloodline to look foolish. So I know Roman is going to be on a fucking tear when he shows his ass back up in NXT. Not only that, but Crown Jewel is scheduled to be on November 4th on a Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because they are going to be streaming live from Riyadh. All right. That's going to be the second to last pay-per-view of the year for the main roster. But for NXT, their final pay-per-view will be December 9th in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and they're going to be at Deadline. This is where the Iron Survivor Challenge is going to take place, and that's probably one of my favorite matches that they've created. The men really utilized the Iron Survivor Challenge last year, and I'm hoping this year that the women do much better because last year the women just did not understand the concept of the match. They just did not get it. But maybe this year they'll be able to pull through and get it together. About to pull some muffins back, Blue. Oh, don't let me get on commentary, child. I can't make none of this shit up, I see. Had two meth heads running loose for an hour and a half. Looking at look at two split wigs here on Monday Night Raw. Stop. All right, so Elimination Chamber is in February on the 24th. WrestleMania, of course, is in April. It's going to be a 2-night event again next year. But the final pay-per-view for the main roster of this year, 2023, is going to be Survivor Series. They're going to be in Chi-Town. All right, this is CM Punk's hometown and Donnie's, by the way. And they're going to start with SmackDown going to be there on Friday, and then Survivor Series will be that Saturday. So SmackDown and Survivor Series are both going to be in Chicago. Chicago's going to be lit, okay? They're going to be crazy. And as always, the Royal Rumble is going to be January 27th from Tampa Bay, Florida. All right. And it's going to start on Saturday at 7:30 with the pre-show. And then they're going to move on from there. And like I always tell y'all, things are subject to change, but these dates are solid and set in stone for these pay-per-views. Now, hopefully we'll get to see some fun stuff. All right, but for now, we're going to move on and go into NXT, okay? Because NXT is tomorrow, and NXT is going to be a fun show. I'm aware. I know it's going to be fun. They better have Indy in that chamber match. I don't care. Get that hometown pop. Make that Rumble poster. Oh, that Rumble poster is something. It is. This one is a little grainy, that Royal Rumble poster. It's a little grainy, but this poster is pretty fire. It eats. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go. I've been on here for an hour and almost 30 minutes. So I'm going to leave. I'll be back tomorrow to go over NXT. Wednesday's live is more than likely going to be late if I do it at all. If I don't do the live Wednesday, I probably will end up coming live on Thursday, and you guys will get the freestyle Thursday instead of freestyle Wednesday. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And as always, all my socials and stuff is scrolling on the bottom. Cash App is there if you want to help donate to the channel. You can also use the super chat, which is right there. It lets you know there should be a little heart with a $sign in it that shows you that's the super chat. Any donation will help, small or large, because your girl needs the help to keep my channel going. StreamYard has a fee. Everything has a freaking fee these days. Okay, but I'm trying to keep it going and keep it going as much as possible. With all that being said, make sure you guys follow me on my socials. My socials are always scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. It is important for the embetterment of my channel and the growth of my channel. I need you guys to subscribe, and share my content with other people. And there is going to be another What Had Happened Was. I'm going to be on that episode with Alexis, and we're going to be talking about another episode from WCW, another pay per view, which was the first Halloween Havoc, I believe, from 1991. That shit was fucking gnarly. So I'm going to get that edited and it'll be uploaded on Wednesday. And you guys can take some time and listen to that if you want. The KTT also is going to be uploaded soon. I have a podcast I have to record with the boys, and I hope Kenny will be a part of that one. And we're going to do some fun stuff over there. We're going to talk about some albums that have come out recently and some mess that's around for music stuff, and then we're going to have some fun with our own little verses. It's going to be a fun time. So I hope you guys are going to be looking out for that, because that will be up probably Friday. Okay. So the KTT Music Weekly will go up Friday, and I will have Down for the Counts episode this week go up, and it's going to be a What Had Happened Was, and it's going to go up on Wednesday. Okay. So make sure you guys follow me. Do not forget and follow my KTT podcast. That's where the non-wrestling stuff lives. That's where the music stuff is. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing Pop Culture Wednesday or not, but I'm going to try to keep it going. And that's where I also throw in Red Rum and, of course, Am I the Asshole Fridays when I can get it completed, because my house is always in chaos. It makes it hard for me to do it. With all that being said, don't forget to follow my friends, okay? We Love Wrestling just went live today. You can go on over there and see what he was chit-chatting about over there on YouTube. I love We Love Wrestling. Trady is probably one of the coolest people I've met through the Instagram platform and through Nicole. And he is like ride or die, which I love him for that. Also, you guys can follow Culture Cast, which you guys see them in my intro. I'll make sure next time I add them to the banner. Culture Cast and Know the Ropes podcast. They also do wrestling podcasts, and they have really cool content on all of their platforms. You guys should go follow them and check out their stuff. They really, really do an exceptional job of curating wrestling content on their platforms, especially for the podcast, as does Marks with Mics. They have a weekly podcast, and they are great as well. You would really learn a lot from all of these places. But if you just want to hear some mess and you're not trying to hear no wrestling, you need a break, and you really want to hear some mess, roll on over to AT2. I'm sure he probably live right now or getting ready to go live to talk about some more mess. Okay. AT2 is always up on the mess. I don't know how he does it so quickly, how he gets everything going. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. So y'all can follow him as well. And y'all make sure y'all stick with your girl, because I'm going to be getting you more content very, very soon. Okay. I love y'all, and I will see y'all next time. Hold on, let me get their comments in. He said, wait, what did I do? Like the renders got different qualities. Bring the best back. Bring the beat back. What is wrong with you? If she don't do it, y'all common folk will be all right. What did I miss? What did I do? I'm finna go. Y'all have a good night. I will see y'all tomorrow. All right? Because y'all tripping.